What's up, guys? We're at Top Golf with the baby, trying to stay dialed in, doing whatever we can to get out of the house. Guys, Top Golf's over. Heading back to the truck. What's up, guys? We just parked the 911. We're gonna go walk. Looks like it might rain. I don't know, we'll see. We're walking across this bridge. It's the car my stepdad had. Super Sport Camaro. I think it's a 69. But we had that same car in my garage for years. Just got a haircut. We're getting back in the 911. We're playing basketball outside. We're already... Hey, what's the score? What's... 45-33. He's destroying me. What's up, guys? I'm back outside. I'm about to cook these hot dogs. And then I'm cooking some pork that my wife's mom, who's visiting, made. I'm about to cook that. I don't want to mess it up. So her mom's not like, who is this American boy? He doesn't know how to cook on the grill. So I'll show you guys when I start cooking it. It's a lot of pieces. All right, about to go inside, go eat. What's up, guys? Brand new day, 5:49 a.m. Gonna pump up my tire. Alright, guys, now we're at the gym. Alright, finished at the gym and came home, took a shower and ate. Now I'm gonna go work on the laptop. Shout out to everybody watching the channel, and I appreciate you guys leaving comments and stuff. I asked some questions like, what do you guys want me to talk about related to e-commerce or whatever? Some people, I want to get into the e-commerce stuff, it's just I want to record my screen. So the first video I want to do related to e-commerce is because one of my buddies on here, oh, there's a mosquito in here and the music just kicked on. I'm trying to get him out of here. That music was People Under the Stairs. That's an old hip hop group that used to be in a lot of skate videos. Oh dude, there's like thousands of mosquitoes in here because I left the windows open. No, so somebody left a comment that said, can you talk about some of your mistakes you've made? And then another person left a comment, can you talk about like where you were financially, like at different ages? And I like that comment too, because I got to think about that, but I can kind of remember. Everything accelerated really quickly, but I won't get into the financial stuff. I think I'll touch more on the mistakes I made. I've made so many freaking mistakes, dude, like so many. The first one that comes to mind, like the easiest one, top of mind, is related to finances, like investing. And I think the number one mistake that I have made is jumping around. I have jumped around from different assets and different asset classes and different types of stocks, and I've just jumped around. Crypto, sold this for that, sold this one for that. That's one of the biggest mistakes I ever made. If I didn't do that, I'd be way, way, way better off than I am right now. I think the other mistake I made was, I make in life still. I still do this. It's a Bible quote. Like, Jesus said it, I think. Be slow to anger, or be slow to speak, quick to listen, and slow to anger. Man, that, I talk way too much. I feel like I talk too much. Like, I don't listen. Whether it comes, I'm talking about in relationships, with my children, my wife, friends, and I'm super impulsive. Like, I was explaining this to my son the other day. I steamroll or I sugarcoat. So that's a massive mistake in my life. I wish I could be more balanced in the way I am, like, emotionally. Like, I'll be super, like, I'm not patient. I'll be quick to get mad about something, but at the same time, I'll let things slide for a while. Like, just, I know I'm all over the place. Perfect example. But yeah, I think not listening, talking too much. Massive life mistake. Whoa, look at that. 996 with an arrow kit. But talking too much, not listening enough. If you're always running your mouth, you can't learn anything, you know? So I like to think of I like the term quiet strength. I like to embody that a little bit more. You know, where you don't need to be Mr. Showy and be loud to be strong, or you know what I mean, to stand up for yourself or other people. You could be quiet, if that makes any sense. So I think that's a good life lesson, and young guys should probably take that lesson too, because it's real easy to be like Mr. I'm gonna show them, you know what I mean? Sometimes being quiet, not doing anything, is the strongest thing and the hardest thing to do, actually. If I sound funny, it's because I got I don't have a head cold. I think it's allergies. Either I have something from the kids already, from like school stuff, or it's allergies, but I'm just rolling with it. I'm just pretending it's allergies. You know what I noticed so much about the X7s? They can look so different. You can get one, see that guy spec'd his, it looks like luxury, like kind of fancy. That's the 450, I can't remember the number, but that's the one my wife has. It has a different front end than the M version. But that one looks a little bit more luxury. And then you get the M ones, they look like techie and sporty, like aggressive. The other mistake I've made, it's back to the same thing about jumping around a lot with the stocks and, you know, whatever investments that I was focused on, is not sticking to one thing longer. It's the same mistake, but when I say not sticking to one thing longer, I mean like, not like, I never like stick to something, whether it's fitness or, and oh dude, the future self, your future self is gonna just feel the way I'm feeling right now talking about this. Like, perfect example, I'm 40. I was just in the gym today. I've been going to the gym since I was like 17, dude. Like 5 days a week. And I'm still not in shape. I'm still not in shape. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's like, all it is the food. But that's what I'm getting at, is like, you will have these regrets, you know, if you don't stick to something. So I think that's a big mistake I had. Like, figure out what it is you're going to do and stick to it. Stick to your word. Like, I'm a man of my word and I have integrity, like when I do all the other things in my life. But for some reason, when it comes to the food, I can't even honor myself. You know what I mean? I lie to myself. So I think that's a big one, is just sticking to your word. Being true to your word. I've true to my word in all the other aspects of my life. I'm just one of those people. Like, I'm thorough like that. Like, I have like when I tried to become a cop, remember I told you guys I tried to become a cop because I wanted to not be a mechanic so bad. When they asked me, like, they were like, can you give me 3 words to describe yourself? One of them was integrity, because my granddad like had talked about that. It's kind of, integrity's like, you know, it's like, how do you operate when nobody's watching you? I definitely do the right thing, like when nobody's watching me, you know what I mean? I'm trying to think about what other mistakes I made. I'm trying to think like actual life event mistakes, like small things that I've done, like, oh, I wish I wouldn't have done that. Oh, drinking alcohol too much at a young age. Definitely wish I could go back and take that back. Wasted so many years, dude, whether it's high school, early 20s, just, that's one of those things I was talking about, like sticking to your word, like telling yourself, I'm not going to drink anymore, I'm not going to do this, and then you go out with your friends or you do this. When you're young, you feel like it's so, you feel like either socially you have to do it because you have to like fit in with your friends, or you want to do it because once you start doing something like that, you have a neurological pathway that's basically created where every time you drink or every time you go and you do the negative habit, you're like clearing leaves off the path. And then it's like the more leaves you clear off that path, the more you do it over and over and over. It's like when you go to do something, it's like, oh, I'm taking this path, dude. I'm taking this trail. You know what I mean? And when you don't do it, every time you're there and you can do it and you don't do it, it's like putting leaves back on the path. You know what I mean? And then eventually you're like, I can't find that path, dude. I don't even know that path. I don't know. And some other guy's on that path every day. And you're like, my path is locked in. My path leads to a waterfall with like a beautiful view. His path is like going down into some swamp. So I wish I could take that back. All wasted years. You know, like just I don't know why. Because we assume it's what you're supposed to do. It's poison, dude. And if you're drinking right now all the time, just try not to do it. Just one day, 2 days. Just do one day at a time. And eventually you'll start to clear leaves over that path. And then when you get distant enough from the path, you'll look at it and you'll be like, why would I ever go down that path? That one goes to a horrible place. You know what I mean? Like, and then once you're on the new path, you're like, what in the hell was I doing? I didn't even know this waterfall was here. But it's so easy to take that path down to the swamp because it's downhill. So it's like the path of least resistance. You're like, this is the easy one. This is the one that everyone does. It's hard to get to the waterfall because you got to go uphill. It sucks. The hike sucks. But when you get there, You know what I mean? All right, I'm almost at Starbucks. Man, I apologize to my buddy on here that keeps asking me to make the Facebook ad video, and I keep not making it because I have to record my screen, and I have that set up on my home computer, and we have family staying with us, and someone's in that room. So I was gonna try to do it at Starbucks. I was thinking, but I'll be talking, you know, with a headset on. Might look a little goofy because the headset I have is like old school, like I'm like in an air traffic control center or something with like a huge microphone. I just finished working in Starbucks. I'm trying to think of more mistakes I've made. More than I can count, but I try not to remember them. I try to fail fast and forget about them. Man, did you guys see Bitcoin's popping off back at 120,000? It hit 122,000. It's back at 120 last time I looked. And ETH is popping off too. I don't know if you guys recall a couple videos ago I was saying I wanted to take $1 million and put it all into Ethereum because I felt like all the stable coins were going to be on Ethereum and all the institutions were going to be having to buy Ethereum. I think that theory's right. I'm not doing that, but this is not financial advice. I'm just saying I do think you're going to see Ethereum. I think Ethereum's going to go a lot higher than 4,000. I really do. I think it's going to break 10,000. If everything plays out the way we're thinking, I think it's going to break 10,000. Separate from Bitcoin popping off and things like that. I think just with like a lot, just like 5% of the financial system using the rails of blockchain, I think you're going to see Ethereum climb. But this is not financial advice. I have Ethereum. I can't remember how many I have, like 10. I had a lot more back in the day, but I can remember my brother not that long. I can remember my brother telling me I have 72 Ethereum, but it was like $200 a coin. But like I was saying about the mistakes, we swapped in and out of stuff so many times. We should have just stayed in Ethereum all these years. But we were chasing those big gains. I was playing basketball with my son the other night in the driveway, and we were messing around and we drew like these chalk spots and like real far away. One was worth 10 points, one was worth 30, and then this one was like really hard to hit. It was like really rare you'd hit it. It was worth 50. And dude, he crushed me in the game because he hit one that was like a little bit dangerous, like a little bit risky, and he stacked those extra points. But you know what he did? He stayed with the normal 2 points and he just kept stacking them. And I went for the 50 over and over and over and over. And when the game was over, he destroyed me. It was like 100 and we played for a long time. It was like 100 and something to like 60 something because I stayed trying to get to the 50. And while I was playing, I was thinking, man, this is a good analogy for the investing and like crypto and chasing these gains. It's like sometimes you'll keep trying to go big, keep trying to go big, keep trying to go big. And if you just stay with the sure thing, the turtle, slow and steady, and just let it compound over time, in the end, you look back, that's one of the big mistakes I made, was always trying to swing for the fences. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes it happens, but sometimes the odds are it's not. So I'm saying just that could be a big mistake people will have later on in life, because the whole entire game is how many times you can double, how many times you can get the rule of 72 to double your money. So yeah, you can get that massive, huge, massive win, but you could also start with a smaller amount and not lose money and continue to double it. So the rule of 72 is like the annual return you have divided by 72 is how many years it's going to take for your money to double. So I think the S&P 500 is like every 9 years. I think it's like 8% divided by 72, or 72 divided by 8, I can't remember. But every 9 years. So Buffett's so powerful because he's in that 20 range, where it's like every 3 to 4 years his money's doubling. So he wants to live to an old age so he can have that double. So if you, the big mistakes I made was trying to swing for the fences all the time. I was like just doing crazy stuff. I was buying all kinds of weird coins, and instead I wasn't thinking about just that slow and steady compounding and just trying to get a double. It's really all about how many doubles you get. I keep talking about investing when I'm talking about mistakes, but I'm trying to think of other life mistakes I've made, things to avoid. I'd say drugs, alcohol, cigarettes. Avoid those things, dude. Avoid them like the plague. Even as an adult, avoid alcohol. Unless you are such a balanced person that you can just socially drink, like when you go and you have one thing here and there or whatever. But if you're going to end up taking it to your house and then you end up making it a pattern where it's like you drink every single night. Oh, this guy's swooping around here. There's cops right here. He might get him. It's a school zone. I think he's going to get this guy. Oh no, maybe not, because he's going to like this a government building. But I'm saying avoid that stuff if you're young. Oh, I think a big mistake I made too was, another big mistake I'd say is getting too fancy. I never really lived beyond my means, but I definitely could have had excess to invest to get to financial freedom quicker if I didn't get fancy. Lifestyle creep, that was a big mistake. There was some reasons, I have reasons behind why I did it, and I still actually argue with myself, like, was it a mistake? Because I don't really know if it really was a mistake, because I drastically increased our net worth by using debt in a good way in an inflationary environment to get a larger gain, because I upped the value of the asset that I held in times of inflation, if that makes sense. I'll make an entire video about using debt, leveraging debt in a good way. I don't like talking about debt because some people might take it the wrong way, but you can leverage debt, good debt, to make a larger return. But I try not to play that game too much because I don't want to get burned. But even when I had real estate, I didn't play with debt much. But this is my personal home. I wasn't even going to show this in a video, but I can't believe I just fixed this microwave. This microwave oven, if you guys are watching the channel, you know it's been a long time and I've been holding off on getting it because it's like $7 grand. Well, remember I bought the old thing, the old piece? I mean, I bought a new head for the microwave oven combo. It's like $7,000 for the whole thing. Well, it's the exact same part number, but when you go to push these buttons right here, okay, on the other side, it says that it thinks it's a dual oven. So my old one kept saying button shorted. So for fun, I just tried to peel this thing off, and it just was able to peel it off. This is the bad one. So this was what was bad and what was shorted. I took this off, basically I took all the boards apart and I switched the boards. I only switched one board. This thing thinks it's a dual oven, but the buttons is still the only thing that's bad. So I just used this. All I really needed was this button board. I didn't know that. But I just switched it, dude, and I think it's working. I'm about to put these pieces back on to hold it on, dude. I think I fixed it. It's working. All right, let's see. Turn it on. Microwave. Add 30 seconds. That's what I used to hit. Start. Yeah, boy. Man. Saved myself $7 grand, dude. On this other side of the board, so if it ever says shorted key again, maybe it's this one went bad. Dude, if I showed you the real behind the scenes, if I can make a YouTube channel, anybody can make a YouTube channel. I'll be honest. If you saw everything I'm doing behind the scenes nonstop, and you want to have a YouTube channel, dude, what are you waiting for? Start it right now. Business or whatever it is, you know what I mean. I'm saying if I'm able to do all this, dude, you can do this, trust me. If you saw everything we're doing around the clock, honestly, I don't even know. Step your games up. Step your games up. Ooh.